So today we're going to be telling you why you should fuel for a long run, what type of fuels you need before a run, what fuels you need during a run, and then what to eat after that long run. And on this channel, we give you tips and tricks of how to be a successful runner and provide fitness workout videos for a healthy lifestyle. So make sure you do consider subscribing to our channel if you are interested in those type of videos, because we do provide new videos every Thursday and Saturday. Now, generally, when you might feel okay when you're running long distance, and even when you're doing endurance event like a half marathon, but you do want to still have some type of nutrition plan in place. Because when you have the proper nutrition plan, this helps you be able to get that best training and race performance needed. Because as you increase your mileage, having the proper nutrition is very important for your muscles to help it with recovery and be able to give it that performance it needs. Now, if you're doing shorter runs, you will not need nutrition really and you will feel okay. But as your run increases, you do want to have some type of nutrition plan in place. So that's why we're going to give you some different tips and suggestions on different nutrition plans that you can incorporate into your own nutrition plan. So glucose is a simple sugar that the body uses to break down as energy during that long run. This is why it's very important to fuel while you're out on your run. Now you want to be thinking about eating or drinking 2 hours before you go out on your long run. So you want to think about having carbs, lean protein, or even small fat. So something you can think about having before your run is Nutri-Grain bar, oatmeal, bagel with jelly, and you definitely want to be having water. So you can have water at bedside to drink immediately when you wake up and during the day leading up to your run, or even a sport drink. But if you're like me and you wake up and you run within 30 minutes to an hour after waking up, you still want to fuel before your run so that your body can have that glycogen stored to be able to deplete during your run. So you can still have that Nutri-Grain bar or even a yogurt. But you definitely want to avoid high fiber food because this does lead to GI issues. And plus, high fiber food takes longer for the body to digest. And it's just gonna make it discomfort during your run. And who wants that? So loading up on carbohydrates for events like a long run or endurance event like a half marathon is very beneficial because it will give that muscle the energy reserve it needs. And this is beneficial to do carb loading when you do runs that's 90 minutes or longer. And even greater when you do this 6 days, so that means load up on carbs 6 days out from those long runs. And when we say carbs or carbohydrates or carb loading, we means that you want to be eating foods that have carbs in it, and that means high carbs like pasta or bread. So while you're out on your run, you want to make sure that you are fueling as early and as often as your body needs. So you want to be eating or drinking every 30 to 60 minutes into that long run. And the experts has recommended for runners to take 45 to 90 grams of carbs per hour during your run. And this can help preserve that energy during your training and even can help you on race day. So you might want to be thinking about taking some sport supplements. So what sports supplement you can have? Well, there's the sports gel. There's different flavors that you can have for it. I have the chocolate, the double espresso. So runners, you can have the caffeine or a non-caffeine. I do like to rotate in between. So I do like to go with a double espresso chocolate one or just the regular espresso. And then this one is the citrus. This has 25 milligrams of caffeine. This has 100 milligrams of caffeine. And then this have no caffeine. So therefore, you just be able to play with it, because I know sometimes caffeine could cause some of the GI issues when you're using some of these gels. So you just use whichever way works best for you. There's also the Sports Beans, Sport Block, or even the bar. Now, if you're a runner that wants to use real food for your training plan and on race day, there is some options for you. You can have the raisins, pretzels, candy corn, Fit Newton bars, or even wafer cookies, and gummy bears. Now, you have to be careful with running with real food, because this could lead to choking. So when you're out on your run, just be mindful of that potential to happen. And when you take your sports supplement or your food on the training plan or even race day, make sure that you are drinking water with it to wash those items down. Now, you want to be able to test those things on your training runs, because you never want to try anything new on race day. So you want to be staying hydrated. And this is something that you want to be practicing on training day. So therefore you can know how to do on race day, especially if you are racing. So definitely be practicing that hydration. So when it comes to hydration, the reason why hydration is so important is because you're going to be losing sweat while you are out there running. So that means that you want to be replacing the fluid loss through sweating. And hydration also will help with that cramping, becoming dehydration, and even overhydration. So you need to figure out how much fuel you need when you're out there running. And you can do this actually do a scientific method, which means that you want to be weighing yourself before and after your run. And then when you come back from your run, you want to weigh yourself again. And if you had gained weight, then you have overhydrated or drank too much water out there on your run. And if you have lost weight, about 2% of that weight, if you have lost, then you perhaps have not drank enough water while you're out there on your runs. And the best way to know, like, if you wonder how often should you be drinking while you're out there run, or when you should be drinking, then you could think about you could drink every 15 to 20 minutes throughout your run. So depending on the time of day that you do go out there and run, you do want to be drinking about 12 to 16 fluid ounces of water about 2 hours before that run. And a good indicator that you are hydrated is the color of your urine. It's a pale yellow. So water is very sufficient to use while you're out there on your run. But you might also could think about using sports drink, which will actually give you that added benefit, because it do have like carbohydrate and fluid. Now, electrolytes is very important for runners and even sports enthusiasts. That's something that you want to be thinking about. So when we talk about electrolytes, it's different ways that you could get electrolytes. So especially sodium. Sodium is the big electrolyte to pay attention for runners. So the best thing that you could do to try to get electrolytes back, or sodium, will most likely be that sports drink. You can think about gummies and ghouls. So you want to make sure that you are still fueling after your run, because our body needs protein to help with that muscle building and muscle repair that our body has used during that run. So you want to be thinking about having some protein and carbs 30 to 60 minutes after you finish that long run. So some things ideal that you could have is either some chocolate milk for muscle recovery, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or even a protein shake. So you want to be eating a meal within 2 hours from that run, because you want to be helping with that recovery. And that means recovering with nutrients. So you want to be eating food or a large meal that have proteins, carb, fruits like produce, and even fats. So you want to be eating fruits and vegetables. This will actually help produce and help you with that inflammation from your muscles and joints. And you might even consider something like tart cherry. Now for me, I take the supplement version of the tart cherry, and tart cherry just help you with that muscle soreness when you take it within 24 hours after exercising. And so with my supplement version, it actually also gives that additional benefit with sleep. So you want fats. In fat food, you want to think about nuts and avocado. And definitely be rehydrated, because hydration is very important after a run. When you come back from your run, you can do something like water or even some type of sports drink. And when you think about hydration, it might take you a whole day to get back rehydrated. So be expecting that, about 24 hours. But continue with your hydration. Now, throughout this video, we give you multiple tips and suggestions about things that you could use for your nutrition plan. So a lot of ideals here. So you want to be taking these ideals that we have given you and play with it and go test it out on your training. Do not wait for race day to be using these ideals for nutrition plan. You want to be testing it out during your runs and training, and then tweak it for your own nutrition plan. And if you're looking for other ideals or tips, especially if you're a beginner runner or need to up your run, definitely check our channel. We have multiples and lots of suggestions for running ideals. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up. And until we see you next time, bye-bye.